يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, O you who have believed, لَا تُحِلُّوا شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ, do not violate the rights of Allah. وَلَا الشَّهْرَ الْحَرَامَ, or the sanctity of the sacred month. Again, the believers are being addressed. That if you're truly believers, then you must follow this. What? That لَا تُحِلُّوا, do not violate. The word تُحِلُّ is from حَلَام لام, the word إحلال. And what does إحلال mean? To make something lawful, to unbind. And remember that حل is the opposite of عقد. So عقد is to tie, to make a contract, to agree to do something, to take some responsibility. And حل, إحلال, is to be free from a covenant. Meaning to free oneself from a responsibility, a duty, an obligation. To free oneself from the limits of something. So this is what the word إحلال means. Over here, لا تحلوا, meaning don't disrespect. Once you have said that you're going to follow these rules, then don't make them lawful for yourself. Don't just by yourself take yourself out of this contract, out of this agreement. So لا تحلوا, meaning do not violate, do not disrespect. What? The sha'air of Allah. We have done the word sha'air before as well. It's the plural of sha'ira, from the root letters sheen, ayn, ra. And what does shu'ur mean? Perception, realization. So sha'air are religious symbols, the symbols of the deen. Religious rituals and places. Religious rituals as well as places. Why are they called sha'air? Because they remind a person of Allah. They give a person shu'ur of the deen. It is also said that sha'air are al-ibadat al-kibar. They are major acts of worship. Major. Like for example, Hajj. Compared to Salah, what is it? It's a major act of worship. Similarly, Umrah. Because you have to travel. You have to be there at a particular time, on a particular day. You have to wear specific clothing. And in Salah, yes, you have to pray at a particular time, but you can pray anywhere. You don't have to be in Mina. You don't have to be in Arafat. Similarly, you can pray in any clothes that are clean, that cover your awrah. But for Hajj, you have to wear a particular uniform. So sha'air are al-ibadat al-kibar, major acts and places of worship. So, لا تحل شعائر Allah. What does a sha'air of Allah include? First of all, it includes the manasik of Hajj and Umrah. The rituals of Hajj and Umrah that Allah has prescribed. Like for example, being at Arafat at a particular time, at Mina, Tawaf, Sa'i, Rami. All of this is what? The manasik, the rituals of Hajj, and some are of Umrah. Secondly, sha'air Allah includes maqamat of Hajj, meaning the places of Hajj and Umrah. Certain places where a person has to do something in order to perform his Hajj or Umrah. Thirdly, it is said that sha'air Allah includes the entire deen. Meaning every single ritual, every single act of worship, every single token that is a part of deen. So whether it is the masjid, or the salah, or the adhan, or the Quran, the hijab, the beard, anything that is a part of deen, anything that is a part of deen is what? Sha'air Allah. So over here Allah says, لا تحلوا شعائر Allah. Do not violate these sha'air. Meaning, do not disrespect them. Do not ignore them. Do not disregard them. But rather observe them properly. Give them their due respect. So for example, if a person goes for Hajj, he says, forget about it, I don't want to go to Arafat. I'm too tired. I'm not going. Or a person goes for Umrah and he says, I don't want to do tawaf. I'll only do one round. I'll go between Safa and Marwa once, and that's it, my Umrah is... No. You can't make these changes yourself. So do not violate their sanctity, do not disrespect them, do not disregard them, but rather respect them and do what you're supposed to. وَلَا and nor الشهر الحرام, meaning وَلَا تُحِلُّوا الشهر الحرام, meaning and do not disrespect, do not violate the sanctity of the sacred month. Which are the sacred months? Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, Muharram, and Rajab. 4 months are sacred. Why are they sacred? Because they are around Hajj. So it's the Hajj season. And why are they sacred? Because people travel to perform Hajj. And they travel to perform Umrah. So do not violate the sanctity. And what's the violation of these sacred months? Bloodshed. Or committing sin. Bloodshed primarily. This is what? Disrespecting, disregarding, violating the sanctity of the sacred months. وَلَا الْهَدِيَ, nor the offerings, meaning وَلَا تُحِلُّ الْهَدِيَ, and do not violate the sanctity of the sacrificial animals. So basically, honor the place, honor the rituals, honor the time, show respect to the entire deen. The time, the place, the ritual, all of it. The word hadi is from the root letters ha dalia, and hadi is ma yuhda ila al-haram, that which is led to the haram, that which is taken to the haram. And it refers to those animals which are sent to the haram in sacred months for sacrifice. When are they to be slaughtered? At Hajj. And either people take these animals with them, or they just buy them from there. And now you don't even see the animals. And you just go buy the coupon and that tells you, okay, your animal will be slaughtered at this time. So, وَلَا الْهَدِيَ, do not violate the sanctity of these sacrificial animals. What's violation concerning these animals? That first of all, these animals are stopped from reaching their destination. That let's say there is a person who's taking these animals, or they're Hujjaj who are going for Hajj and they have these animals with them. And the person comes and he robs them and he also takes their animals. So he prevents them from going further. Secondly, what's the violation? Slaughtering these animals before they reach the haram. Because they have to be slaughtered over there. So if a person says, no, forget about it. I'm just going to slaughter it now. I'm tired of it. Can't take it all the way now. I just want to eat it. So that is what? Disrespecting the command of Allah concerning the hadi. So la tuhillu. And remember, tuhillu, that you make yourself free of a responsibility that has been laid upon you. Allah has laid this responsibility upon you that you cannot slaughter it until it reaches the destination. So don't do that. Don't sacrifice it before it reaches the destination. وَلَا الْقَلَائِدَ, nor the garlanded ones. The word qala'id meaning, and do not, la tuhillu al-qala'id. Do not violate the sanctity of the qala'id. Qala'id is a plural of qilada. It is a plural of qilada. And qilada is from the root letters qaf, lam, dal. And qilada is basically a necklace, or you can say a rope or a strap that is put around the neck of the animal. And generally this rope was made from the trees that were around the haram. Meaning from the fiber that was taken from the trees that were around the haram. Generally this is what people would do, but it's not necessary that it should be from those trees. Basically the Arabs, when they used to travel for Hajj, they would put a specific type of a necklace or a strap around the neck of the sacrificial animal to indicate that this animal is meant for sacrifice, and that the person who is taking the animal intends to perform Hajj. He is going to the Haram. So Hadi is in particular that animal which is going to be slaughtered at the time of Hajj. And Qala'id, those animals that were marked also for the purpose of slaughtering at the time of Hajj, and that the person who is taking them, he is intending to perform Hajj. Why would they do that? For different reasons. First of all, to distinguish between the animals which are going to be slaughtered and the animals which are going to be used otherwise. Secondly, to also show to the people that we are going for Hajj. And if even the highway robbers, if they saw people with animals that had garlands around their necks, they would not attack them. They would not rob them. So it was, in a way, a mark of security, that I am safe, I am secure. Not that that garland had anything to do with it, but it's just that this symbolizes I'm going for Hajj. So walal qala'id, and do not violate the sanctity of the qala'id. And this is permissible even now. Even now this is permissible, that if the animal is being taken for sacrifice, then to mark that animal as the animal of sacrifice, a particular mark can be put on it. And what's that mark? What's that mark? That you put something around the neck. Just like today, if you're traveling, you have baggage tags, and especially at Hajj, they have the special Hajj tags. They have the special Hajj airport, the Hajj terminal. Why? To distinguish between the Hujjaj and other people. So do not violate their sanctity. So what is violating the sanctity of the qala'id? What's violation? That they are stopped, or they are slaughtered, or they are prevented from reaching the Haram, or those people who have these animals, they are harmed. So لا تحلوا القلائد, meaning لا تستحلوا أصحاب القلائد. The people who own these animals, who have these animals, don't stop them. Don't create difficulty for them. So if you know that there is a person who is a Haji, who is definitely going for Hajj, you're traveling with them, don't violate their sanctity. لا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج. So if you know this person is going for Hajj, they're wearing the ihram, something distinguishes them from other people, then don't argue with them, don't fight with them, don't be harsh towards them, because they're going for Hajj. وَلَا آمِينَ الْبَيْتَ, meaning وَلَا تُحِلُّ, and do not violate the sanctity of آمِينَ الْبَيْتَ الْحَرَامِ, of those who are going to the sacred house. Meaning do not violate the safety of those people who are on their way to the sacred house. The word ameen is the plural of am. It's the plural of amun. Okay, you can put tanween at the end, it's up to you. And am is from the root letters hamza mim mim, and amma ya ummu is to intend. What does it mean? To intend, to resolve, to go towards. The word imam is also from the same root, because you intend to follow the imam. You pursue the imam, you follow him. Whatever he does in salah, you do that after him. So amun is one who is on his way. One who has intended to go somewhere, and he's on his way. I know that in your word-to-word translation you have one seeking security. That's incorrect, because it's not from the root letters Hamza, Mim, Noon. If it was from Hamza, Mim, Noon, then the meaning would be from Aman. And what does Aman mean? Security, peace. However, Amina is from the root letters Hamza, Mim, Mim. The Ya Noon at the end is a sign of plural. Noon is not part of the root. So ones who are intending, ones who are heading, ones who are on their way to the Baytul Haram. Why are they going? For Hajj. So what is ihlal of these people? Fighting with them, robbing them. يَبْتَغُونَ فَضْلًا. Why are they going over there? To seek bounty, مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ, from their Lord. وَرِضْوَانًا, and also pleasure. So they're going to the haram in order to seek the fadl of their Lord and also to gain His ridwan. What does it mean? That the reason why they're going for Hajj is to gain fadl. And what does fadl refer to? Fadl meaning benefit of this dunya as well as akhirah. Because some people say that no, when a person goes for Hajj, he only wants reward for the akhirah. And that is true. That when you go there, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. And the person who only prays for hasana in this dunya, then he will have no share in the akhirah. Obviously, we are encouraged to seek both dunya as well as the akhirah when we go there. Not just the dunya. So يَبْتَغُونَ فَضْلًا مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ means fadl of dunya as well as fadl of akhirah. Meaning some benefit of dunya, benefit of akhirah. Like for example, when a person goes for Hajj, what does he pray for? That yes, oh Allah forgive me, give me Jannah. But what else do people pray for? Prosperity, children, guidance, knowledge, health. All of this is what? Fadl of dunya. So they're going there seeking the bounty of their Lord, whether that bounty is with regards to the dunya or the akhirah. And we learned earlier that لَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَبْتَغُوا فَضْلًا مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. There is no blame upon you if on your Hajj journey you seek fadl from your Lord. And what is fadl? Some benefit through trade. And they also seek ridwan. Ridwan of who? Ridwan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Pleasure of Allah. That's why they're going. وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ, and when you have put off the ihram. When you have become halal. حَلَلْتُمْ from hal lam lam, as you know, hil is to untie, to unbind. So, وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ meaning when you have taken off the ihram and the restrictions of the ihram are removed from you, فَاصْطَادُوا, then you hunt. Istadu is from the root letters Sad, Yadal. Because we learned earlier the word Said means hunting. And what's the root? Sad, Yadal. Okay, then what is Ista? Fastadu. This Ta was originally a Ta. The letter Ta was actually a Ta originally. But because it's difficult to pronounce Fastadu, it's difficult to pronounce that because Sad is a heavy letter and then all of a sudden you have to say Ta. It's difficult. So to make the pronunciation easier, Fastadu. Okay, because the makhraj is close. So Fastadu, then you may hunt. Now over here, Fastadu is a command. Isn't it? Then you hunt. Doesn't mean that when a person takes off his ihram, he has to hunt. It's a part of Hajj. No. Fastadu, this is a permission now. This is amr of ibaha. This is amr of permissibility. That you may do so. You are allowed to do so. Just as in the ayah in Surah Al-Nisa where we learned about فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَا وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ. Does it mean that every man has to marry 2, 3, 4? No. It's a permission. Similarly in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, ayah number 10, Allah says, فَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةُ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. When the salah is over, then spread in the earth. Does it mean that a person must leave the masjid when the salah is over? No. But what does it mean? Then now you may do so. And why is it mentioned like this? To show that doing this action before was not allowed. Is not permissible. So what does this show? Like for example in the ayah in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, that if a person leaves the masjid before the salat is over, is that permissible? No. Similarly, if a person is at Hajj and in the ihram, if he hunts, is that permissible? No. So, وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ فَاصْطَادُوا, what does it mean? That now you may hunt. And it shows that hunting before, in the state of ihram, is not allowed. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ, and it should not incite you. يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ is from the root letters Jim, Ra, Mim. Jarama. And jarama literally means to pick fruit off a tree. Generally what happens when you see very nice ripe fruit on the tree and it's close to you as well, it's within your reach, what do you want to do? Without thinking sometimes even, what do you want to do? Just pick it. You just want to take it. And later on you're like, oh my God, I'm not in my own house. This is not my tree. I shouldn't have taken the fruit. But generally what happens? You see it and immediately you want to do it. So jarm is to incite. It is to drive someone into crime. It is to incite, to drive someone into crime. So لا يجرمنكم, it should not provoke you. It should not make you criminals. It should not make you do something that is unlawful. It should not make you commit an offense. What should not make you commit an offense? شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ, the enmity of a people. The word shana'an is from the root letters Shim, Nun, Hamza, and the word shani', inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. What does shani' mean? Enemy. One who keeps enmity and detestation in his heart for the other. One who keeps hidden hatred in his heart for the other. So shana'an is enmity, hatred. So the enmity of a people, it should not incite you, it should not make you commit an offense. Which people? And why do you have this enmity towards them? Because أَنْصَدُّوكُمْ عَنْ مَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ, they stopped you from the sacred mosque. Who stopped who from the sacred mosque? We learned that the Muslims, along with the Prophet ﷺ, they went to perform Umrah. And there were about 1,400 Muslims. But the mushrikeen of Mecca, they did not allow them to come and perform Umrah. And instead, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, that was signed. And afterwards, the next year, they came and they performed Umrah. So obviously, just imagine you go to perform Hajj. Just imagine. Or you go to perform Umrah. First of all, they don't give you a visa. How do you feel? What happens when a person applies for visa, he doesn't get it, an Umrah visa or a Hajj visa? How does he feel? Very disappointed. He feels very angry towards these Saudis. That's what people say all the time, right? So, it could be a reason because of which they had to refuse your visa. Maybe you applied too late. So, just imagine the anger you feel when you want to go for Hajj or Umrah and they don't let you. For whatever reason, that's not topic of discussion right now. But I want you to imagine, to feel when you are refused entry in the Haram. How would you feel? Very upset. Extremely angry. And imagine if you're not just applying for the visa, but you're on your way. You're on your way. And you're just by the Haram, you're just by Makkah. You're about to enter. And they say, no, you cannot enter. You've been intercepted. You've been prevented from entering Makkah. How would you feel? Extremely furious. So this was the state that the Muslims were in. And we learned that at that time, the Prophet ﷺ told them to take their ihram off. And they were so upset that nobody went and took their ihram off. And the Prophet ﷺ got so upset that he went and he spoke to his wife Salama, and she said that you take it off. You do it and the other people will follow. And then the other people followed. So it just shows how upset they were. So imagine their enmity and hatred towards the people of Mecca. So over here Allah says that this enmity that you have towards them because they stopped you from entering the Haram, or the enmity that they have for you because of which they stopped you from Haram. So shana'anu qawmin can be understood in both ways. The shana'an that you have for them and the shana'an that they have for you. It could be understood in both ways. Why is it there? Because they stopped you from entering the sacred mosque. So don't let this enmity drive you that أَن تَعْتَدُوا, that you commit injustice, that you transgress the limits, that even in the ihram, if you see them, you don't respect them.